image recognition, video image recognition, like Uru and stuff, all those smart guys we had on. And they were able to, and like the Amazon, how it can tell when you're picking up objects and stuff. You could put one of these smart robots in there with a camera, and it could actually tell if they're taking like their prescription.
Really?
It could tell if they're eating food. And so like if you forget, you could be like, did I eat lunch today? And the robot would be like, yes, right? Because it would be watching you eat lunch, or know you made lunch, or it could tell you, remind you to eat the lunch if it noticed you hadn't.
Yeah.
I think, man, do you know if you went and sold that, just built something basic with all the tools that exist today, and you went and you sold that to a retirement facility, you can get an order for every single room.
It's true.
Every single room.
Yep.
The most basic thing. You take a camera, you do some basic recognition, you do some basic, make sure they eat their food, make sure they take their medicine, stuff like that. You know, are you taking your medicine? Yeah, take your whatever prescription X. You take your Viagra. Did you take your Viagra? Yeah, and then it like watches them take their Viagra, or maybe we can get detailed enough where it could actually read the RX label on it or something.
There you go.
Or you could like, oh, it would be unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
For people that have these memory problems and stuff like that.
No, I don't know, the possibilities are.
That would take like a.
Can you
oh
hear
yeah,
me now?
hey, we got you back.
Okay, good. Excellent.
Did you hear us talking about the nursing home thing?
Yes, I did.
Are you doing that, or are we doing that? What's happening?
Well, I don't know of anybody who's doing that right offhand, but I know I have talked to several people about the little companion bot idea. And it has a LiDAR on it. So it actually has a spinning LiDAR to map the house. So the goal is to make it cheap enough that you can have one for every floor. So it becomes more like a Roomba than it is like a little robot that runs around. It's not like a BB-8 or anything like that. It's more like an appliance. And if you can make it cheap enough to be able to do that, then there's a lot of people who would pay to have somebody be able to check in on their parents and be able to keep their parents at home in a place they're comfortable, and then be able to just check in on them periodically. Of course, there's all kinds of cybersecurity issues. There's, firewall issues and all that sort of business. We're going to have to deal with all of that. But at this point, I'm just working on trying to get the system working. Once I get it functioning and you can then talk to it, they can say, hey, Alexa, order me some pizza. Or,
that's
change
actually the most requested skill this month. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
I got the email from Amazon 2 days ago. It said the most requested skills, there was like 3 of them of last month, and one of them was to order Domino's.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. At least it's something useful, right?
Right.
But that's the kind of thing you want to be able to, first of all, you change the wake word. So it's not Alexa, it's
Right.
robot or computer or whatever, make it more like Star Trek. What can you say? You want to be able to set up a SLAM system, simultaneous location and measurement system. So it can measure the house. It can then determine that there's something that's in the middle of the floor that's not supposed to be there. And then make alerts. I mean, there are, and you were not talking about something that requires incredible CPU time or the use of GPGPU. You can't buy GPGPU anymore. It turns out all the Bitcoin miners have bought all that stuff up.
Yeah. Have you seen what they're doing with the video tagging that's gone open source, and it's just unbelievable what Amazon's using to detect when people are picking up objects and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. No, there's a lot of stuff that's happening there. But unfortunately, a lot of that is going to be dependent on some fairly significant image processing. And image processing, when I was speaking at the Embedded Systems Conference back in December, there were a lot of presentations on image processing. And you then come to realize quite quickly the state of image processing today. And it is making progress, but nowhere near as good as it needs to be. As a matter of fact, I've got some NVIDIA Jetson boards that I purchased for the robotics team, and those are going to be used for vision processing, target tracking, and things of that sort. But trying to explain to high school students exactly how you do vision processing, it's a tricky problem. You have to basically distill it down to something that's easily attainable We are very fortunate on my home team in that we have 3 Microsoft HoloLenses.
Oh,
So,
I hate you. I'm flying out to hang out with you.
and we were the only team last year to actually use a HoloLens on the field. So
Nice.
we are, we're sponsored by NASA, and the NASA house teams have all got HoloLenses that they've been kind of given to them by NASA through Microsoft, through donations from Microsoft. And so,
Smart move on their end.
well, absolutely. And then it's not so much the virtual reality that is interesting to me. It's the augmented
Oh
reality.
yeah, speaking my language. Yep.
Because virtual reality by itself is, it's kind of cool. It's great to play a game. But if I need to know how to start a generator and I've never started a generator before, I want to be able to put on a pair of glasses that say, here, push this button, turn this gauge, pull this
I am
crank.
so pumped for the future, Jake. I lost my voice last week, so I've been trying to talk quietly, but I want to man, oh dude, I want to unleash.
Yeah, and it's one of those cases that, like I say, my first programming job was back in 1977. So I'm looking at where the future is going on this, and I'm like, the kids today, those young whippersnappers, they can stay off my lawn, but by God, they have an opportunity to do some really incredible stuff.
Yeah. We're gonna I'm not gonna let that thing go, only because I have a friend who's building a 600 unit retirement home about 2 hours south of us.